Well, well, well. Looks like the God Emperor Donald J. Trump is getting a little crazy with his tweets. He's getting a little crazy with his truths that he's posting on Truth Social. So recently, he said that one of the first executive orders he will sign when he takes office on January 20th, 2025, will be to charge Mexico, our southern neighbor here in the United States, and Canada with a 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States. And if you guys didn't know this, we're going to go look at the data. We actually import an ungodly amount of stuff from Canada, Mexico, and from the BRICS nations. That's right. So on top of 25% tariffs with Mexico and Canada, some of our largest trading partners, if not the largest, he's also threatening that if the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, weird group of friends there, if I say so myself, if they decide to create a BRICS currency to replace the mighty US dollar, they will face 100% tariffs. Now, I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but if you realize that a lot of stuff gets imported to the United States, we actually receive a lot more goods from overseas than we send. And if we slap tariffs at astronomical rates, and there's already tariffs in place, but if we slap on astronomical tariffs, like 25% with two of our largest trading partners, and then 100% because the BRICS want to develop their own currency, the amount of inflation this is going to generate, I can't even calculate. I honestly, I wouldn't even try. But this can be nothing but inflationary. And it's really odd that Donald Trump is posting this. It's really, really odd. Because if you look at the amount of currency or the type of currency that is most used for global payments through the SWIFT system, you can clearly see that as of 2023 at least, 48% of the payments were denominated in USD, with the next contender being the euro, which has dropped to 23%, okay? The US dollar is doing just fine, okay? If people were losing faith in the US dollar, why would they be transacting in it more than ever through the SWIFT system, okay? And on top of that, the dollar index has gained pretty significant strength. I mean, over the last 5 years, the dollar index, which is a comparison of, it compares USD to a small basket of currencies. I believe it says it somewhere on here. Euros, Japanese yen, pound sterling, Canadian dollars, Swedish krona, and Swiss franc, with the vast majority being weighted towards the euro, with Japan being the second and the pound third. The US dollar currency has increased in strength relative to the other ones by 8.85%. Okay? So I'm not seeing the huge imminent threat of a BRICS currency. So the idea that he's posting this, it's a little odd to me. It's a little odd, okay? Can somebody figure this out for me? Because I have no freaking idea why he's doing this. Why this is such an imminent threat when the dollar is more prominent than it ever was, okay? So let's talk about tariffs. So I pulled up some very interesting information from the U.S. Department of Commerce. And in Exhibit 1, we have U.S. international trade in goods and services. I like to look at the numbers. You guys like to look at vertical lines. I like to look at numbers. So in this column right here, we have the balance of payments. Okay, the balance of payments is exports compared to imports. So if there's a negative amount, then we're importing more than we're exporting, and vice versa. If we export more than we import, there would be a positive amount. So if we look at the balance of payments, is more money getting sent out of the United States, or are we sending more money into the United States? Are more goods coming into the United States or leaving the United States? We can see the balance of payments is clear. The total balance of payments for 2023 was negative $784 billion. $784 billion. Okay? We have $1 trillion trade deficit for goods. Okay? We're a huge net importer of goods. $1 trillion. And we actually export more than we import services, which makes sense because the U.S. is a very service-oriented economy. Okay? So if you think about it, $1 trillion of imports. And we're going to raise tariffs between 25% and 100% on some of our largest trade partners. I wonder if this could possibly increase the price of goods and generate more inflation, which means higher rates for longer, and which means your little stunks go down, okay? This is something you have to consider. Now, if we go down, let's go check out our largest trading partners. Let's see what we're doing here. So first I highlighted BRICS. So we have Brazil, we've got China, India, Russia, and South Africa. Now, when you look at this, pay attention to this column here, the balance of payments. So this column right here. So the first one with Brazil. So we're going to, if Brazil wants to be part of the, the cabal that wants to form an alternative currency to the United States, well, we actually have a positive balance of payments with Brazil. We actually send more stuff to them than they send to us. We have a positive balance of payments with Brazil. Not that significant, okay? However, for imports, Brazil is ranked 18, and for our exports, it's ranked 9. Because you got to think about this. If we raise tariffs, they're also going to raise tariffs, okay, for retaliation. That's not good either, okay? It starts a trade war. So we can see Brazil, basically insignificant. China, oh, look at our balance of payments, negative $279 billion. More goods, services that we've purchased from China than they've purchased from us. They've purchased $147 billion. They're our third largest buyer of our goods. And they're our second largest country that we use for imports. Okay? I know China's going away, right? Second largest that we use for freaking imports. Oh, let's just raise tariffs, bruh. 100%. India, number 9. We have a negative trade balance with them. That's right. They're our number 9 importer. This is as of 2023. Russia, whatever. I mean, barely anything. And then South Africa. Now, if we go look at Canada, and we go look at Mexico, let's see. Well, Canada is the number 1 nation that we export to, and our number 3 nation that we import to. Okay? We sent $354 billion of exports to Canada. Okay, what about Mexico? Let's go look at Mexico here. Mexico, our number 1 place where we buy stuff and it gets imported. And our number 2 exporter. So we're taking the largest countries that we trade with, and we're massively threatening tariffs. And that's going to go both ways. So apparently the whole goal is we want everything made in America now. America, America, America. So on top of inflation going up, because we're slapping these huge tariffs on our largest trading partners, including China, we also have some of the highest freaking salaries for production workers. We want stuff made in America, right? Look at the average salaries of production workers around the world as of 2022. And I'm sure it's higher now for the United States. The average annual salary for a production worker as of 2022 in the United States was $32,500 roughly. Okay. Right after Germany, right before Germany. Look how cheap labor is in China. Excuse me. Labor in China is like what, $13,000 per worker? Brazil, cheap. Thailand, all these other companies. Mexico. Look at the average salary of production workers in Mexico. Do you see why we have stuff made over there and it gets shipped to us? And if we raise tariffs and they raise retaliatory tariffs, that could be a potential issue. But if we have everything made in America, prices will skyrocket because part of the expense of producing goods is direct labor and overhead and raw material. Everything will be more expensive. If we import raw materials, that's an input for production. If we raise a tariff, higher costs for that. American workers get paid more. Does this make any sense? So hopefully this is all, political grandstanding and, threats to basically help us get our way. But the impact of tariffs, all I'm going to say is there's a potential for more inflation, and things are going to be wild in the next 4 years, okay? And I sincerely hope that you are globally diversified instead of going all in, high-flying freaking tech stocks, when we could potentially be facing a massively inflationary environment by raising tariffs massively on our largest trading partners. Let me know what you think in the comments. Check out the pinned comment for my tax preparation services. I'm a certified public accountant. I will do your business and personal taxes. Check out all the other links, including my book, Stop Being a Broke Loser. And you guys have a wonderful day. Cheers!